Pam was quiet, was respectful, had sort of a court personality and an off-court personality.
Yes, I was a different person on and off the court. I was a nice person. A nice person. And then on the court, it was no mercy.
She seemed to just pass through life and through competition efficiently and effortlessly.
I was going to do my best. And then a little bit past that, it was, don't take anything with you. You can't ever play it again. Just leave it all there.
What it had so much to do with was nuance. It had to do with just a little shoulder fake here or a little step there.
I had to learn to be aggressive. That was my thing. It was just to be completely different, not to be the nice person I was, not to be mean. Leave it all there, like I say. Just have nothing left when you're done.
In terms of just skill, she was tenacious.
I was going to give it my all, no matter what, whether we were winning or losing.
That woman was pretty much unstoppable.
My first impressions of Concordia was that it was small. My high school was bigger. I thought I wouldn't like something smaller than the huge place I was coming from, but turns out that was the best thing ever. Starting athletics in college was exciting. It was fun. It was very different. It was more serious. I had only been playing for, volleyball since 7th grade, so only a few years. And then basketball, I only started in 9th grade, so it was still new to me. My first impression of Coach Lowry was she was very serious. She was very serious, and as you got to know her, she was fun. She was fun. She knew what she was gonna teach you. She taught you, and you did it. But after getting to know her, she was just a genuine person. I love Coach Neville. I thought he was crazy. He was wild. He was full of energy. He definitely made us laugh. He was all about defense and go get it. I remember his two favorite phrases were, when you get down the court, you get down there like a bat out of hell. And this is not rocket science. But his philosophy was, you're going to be in shape and you're going to know what to do on the court. You know, he taught everything he possibly could, and you did it.
I guess a philosophy of mine, too, was the idea that you could have equanimity in the center of a storm. Basketball is always a storm. It's never simple. It's never predictable. It just is a storm, and somebody can steal the ball all the time. You always fail. You always have things happen that are imperfect. And so it's an imperfect storm, and you try to have people feel as though when they're optimistic and they have energy and they relate to this storm in a positive way, that then they have the opportunity to win. You know, we're honoring Pam and we're honoring Lee, and they could get in the middle of a storm and be there. We have honored other athletes there, including Lisa, and they could always be in the middle of a storm and really kind of love it to be there. Loving the storm, sort of loving adversity and stuff like that, instead of being intimidated by it.
But watching Pam as I'm sitting at the bench, Pam, it's just a turnaround fadeaway shot, just beautiful form. And free throw, she's just nothing but net on the free throw most of the time, and had a great post move. A lot of times we can count on Pam scoring when the ball gets to her. She's not very unselfish person. She'll beat back the ball. Just an all-around athlete.
I think that teams with Pam got to a point where they're not going to guard Pam. because Pam was going to score no matter where she was going to score points. And they knew that if they didn't guard Pam and guarded everybody else, that Pam couldn't win the game by herself, that was their tactic, because Pam was going to get her points regardless.
I can't remember who we were playing. I think maybe it was Mary Hardin Baylor, but we were down by 3, and the game was literally over. But there were like 3 seconds, and the clock was running out, and Pam chased the ball out of bounds, and she just flung it back over her shoulder and swished it as the clock ran out. And unfortunately, we ended up getting beat in overtime. But it was like one of those shots, like, really? This is too cool. In her senior year, she averaged 14 rebounds a game, which at any level is a huge number of rebounds. And she scored 26 points a game. So this was like in 1 year. She averaged 20 points a game plus and 10 rebounds a game plus for 4 years. So that's a lot of tenacity. That's a lot of getting after it. Like in her senior year, she's 4th in the nation in scoring and 4th in the nation in rebounding. So what do? You go to this young person and say, you really got to pick it up? I don't think so. It's sort of like, well, maybe I got to pick it up. I don't know.
We always say, sports is more, it's about the game, but it's more about life. And it taught me, start what I finished. Okay, do your best at it and have fun doing it. As I look back, Concordia to me means I got to do something I wanted to do. I got to do something a lot of people don't get to do. Not only did I get you get to play basketball, but I got my education. And without that, I wasn't, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. And so Concordia just opened up a ton of doors that I may not have been able to see had I not gone there.
These recognitions of these young people, because they were a part of change, they were part of, I hope that some of the athletes that are at Concordia now can meet some of these athletes that are the history of Concordia, because you don't get anywhere without coming from somewhere. And Pam and Lisa and Lee and others that I can name and that I am hopeful of being in the Hall of Fame began the process of coming into the light of the new day,
Being inducted into the Hall of Fame kind of threw me when I first found out. And you realize God does have a plan for you, and I have to be honest, I never thought about college. I never thought about, I never, especially going on a scholarship, it was just fun for me. And being inducted is just, I feel blessed. I'm humbled that I was actually doing something that I loved. I didn't think it was supposed to go anywhere after that. It was just me having fun playing a sport.